It's time for my favorite class. Coming from a true conduit, true lightning player, this is the top 3 builds for conduit. For those of you who know me, that opening is 100% BS. I actually don't play lightning or conduit, period. And it's not because I don't like to play it, it's because I just think it's a little bit unbalanced and I choose not to typically play things that I think don't fit in games because I think that makes it worse. Anyways, the first build that we're gonna go with is gonna be Focus Mana, Fervor, and Recklessness. Before we get into the other builds, I don't know why you wouldn't use Fervor. Fervor should just be in every conduit build, in my opinion. There is a build in this guide that doesn't use Fervor though, so that'll be the last one. Focus Mana, we've all been here. We're on the 6th day. We're on the 6th day of top builds, and we know what Focus Mana does. Focus Mana gives you a bonus damage of 15% to start off with when you have 80% or more mana. Base damage increased on all fronts. And then it's Fervor, and Fervor gives you 15% spell casting speed, so it just makes your lightning bolts go faster and faster and faster and faster. And then to round this build out, this is gonna be a very damage focused build. It's gonna be Recklessness. When you don't have a belt or you have no shield in that belt, you get 15% or more, depending on if you upgrade it. So you have 30% damage bonus just on Focus Mana and Recklessness combined from the rip of the game. Then you've got Fervor, and you've got the damage bonus within Potential Energy, which I think it pluses up to 5 every single bolt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5, 5, 5, 5 on top of per each mana recharge. So what's crazy about this build is Focus Mana. When you have 80% or more mana, you get that 15% or more if you upgrade it on Focus Mana damage boost. Well, there's a skill in Conduit called Power Surge, for those of you who don't know, and it's on cast. I want to read this correctly. On cast, Lightning Strike is minus 100% spell mana cost for 4 seconds. So for 4 seconds, you can get those. I think it's technically like 5 because then you deplete, and then you have that like maybe 1, maybe half a second of true mana, but you have 4 seconds of Focus Mana before you even get to your regular mana bank if you use your Lightning Strike, which is insane. So if you have that plus Potential Energy, plus Recklessness, plus Fervor, it's a very high damage build. Which then brings me into the next one, which is more of a movement build, which you're gonna go with Runic Fluency, Fervor again, and then Escapist. Now Runic Fluency gives you a +1 rune charge, and it gives you a mana, and it gives you a rune charge cooldown bonus of 5% to start off with, and then it upgrades. And then you got Fervor, which we know is a spell cast speed, and then you got Escapist, which gives you +3 run speed off the rip. So as soon as you land, hit the ground, it's +3. And then you get +1 run speed when you take damage for 5 seconds, and then that upgrades as well as you go. And it's gonna be a very rune-based thing. So Runic Fluency, you get that +1. Well, in Conduit, Overload, you get on cast Lightning Strike +1 rune charge, max of 1. So then you have 3. And if you time it right and you have those 3, and then you have your cooldown ready, you can use 1 and then automatically use your Lightning Strike and have another one. So technically you have 4. It's pretty tight. And then you've got the Escapist, and you're really fast. And also, a lot of people are gonna also argue that you could use Harmony on any of these builds. Harmony is a great talent, but it's 3 points, and I just find more use out of the other ones. And then we get to the build that I just ran like literally 10 seconds ago, and it just feels ridiculous. Like it just feels ridiculous, and it doesn't even have Fervor on it. So it's tracking, scavenging, and recovery. And scavenging is one of those traits that in Clash is just like overbearing. Everyone knows that scavenging is what you use in Clash. I typically tend to not, but I did this game. And tracking, if you don't know what tracking is, it gives you, when you hit damage on another player, it gives you that red highlight, even behind trees, behind buildings, anywhere else. And it's for 3 seconds, and then as you upgrade it, it goes longer and longer and longer. And it's you and for your squad. So it's not just for you that outlines, it's for your squad too. So if you're playing a trios, have at least one lightning player that can just zap them once and your whole squad can see them. It's fantastic. And then you got Scavenging, which is on exile, restores 25 health and 25 shield, and then upgrades from there all the way to 50. Self-explanatory. You do damage, you kill somebody, you get that health back. Well, then to round that out, you have Recovery. Recovery now regenerates 35% of damage taken, and it starts off at 12 seconds. It takes 12 seconds to regenerate that 35%. Well, and then it goes down as you upgrade it. So you're just a tank that can see everything that you hit. So you zap them, and then you tank everything, and you go and you do whatever you need to kill that person, and then you get the health back. And it's fantastic. This build, I didn't actually think it would be as ridiculous as it is, but it is, especially if you compare it with the right runes. So me personally, with these kind of builds, I like to run short runes that I can get the most out of with the 4 potential, with Runic Fluency, the 4 potential runes or the 3 potential with anything else. Rune charges, I like to use like Dash or Shadow Step or Spring Step for these, but Conduit actually makes a big sweep in with Chrono. So you can just tank a bunch of damage and then Chrono and then take a bunch of damage, and then Chrono, and you get all that damage back. For those of you who don't know, Chrono is a rune that you take the damage after you've popped it, and then it brings you back to where you were and gives you all of your health back within that time frame. So if you have 4 of those, it almost feels like you can just live forever, especially if you use scavenging and recovery. I just don't see you dying very much with that one. And then you can also use TP. TP is fantastic with Conduit, and then Flight, Featherfall even, because you go straight up in the air and you can just zap the whole way down. You can almost make use of any rune in the game with this, including Wolf's Blood. I don't really like to use Invis with Conduit very much, but everything else you can make use of, which is something that's really cool with this class. And then offhands, in this video, I only use Pyro, or I only use Fire. In this video, I only use Fire offhand. You can use Tox, Stone. Because if you use Stone, you're anti-air with Lightning and you're anti-ground with Stone. It's pretty gross. You can use Ice. I hate that build. I hate that kind of style. I had to play it today during stream. I hate that because it's two long distance gauntlets, and I'm way more of an in-your-face, I'm gonna just put out as much damage as possible type of player. And then you can use Wind as a nat build because it's Wind, Lightning. It's just a bunch of spam. It's hella annoying. It's not something that I like to play either, but you can't do it. And really, this build is just like these builds are just, Conduit, in my opinion, is just overbearing. It's just constant pressure. Constant pressure, and these builds just show that. These videos will show that, and it's just a dominant class in my opinion. So anyways, if I got any of these builds wrong, or you think I should do anything else, or you like a build that's better, let me know in the comments. There's a comment section. Also, you can come talk to me and yell at me in stream Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. 3 p.m. In between there, or Twitter at itsop, anywhere else really, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, anywhere you can come find me and yell at me about whether I got it right or wrong. Anyways, guys, that is the last video of the top 3 builds. The next series will probably be something like more intermediate or more advanced tips for each class. But until then, peace. Love you guys.